Today we're going to take a quick look at some later C3 Corvette jacks. I've got here on the left hand side a jack made in 1977 that would be correct for a 1977 car, and then one here on the right that would be correct for a 1980 car. If you look from the top or from really any other angle, they're basically exactly the same in terms of dimension and looks and all that. You'll notice some very small differences. The holes here are just they're just slightly different. It's kind of hard to see with the camera, but they're a little bit different. The rivets here on the side are flat on this 1980 jack, whereas on the 77 they're rounded. In terms of really identifying them apart, however, you can look at the date codes. Now in 1976 through 1978, the date codes are found right here by my thumb on the edge of a rivet on the right hand side of the jack. I can't get too close or lose focus, but you can see it says 719, which means 1977, and the 19th week, which is in 1977, the second week of May. Our car was built on July 14th, 1977, so that's correct for the car. This other one here, in jacks made in 1979 or later, the date code is right here, right in front of the point where you detach the wrench to jack it. And again, can't get too close because of focus, but this jack actually says 0D21, and that means it was made in 1980. D is the 4th month, obviously, that'd be April, and then 21 is the 21st day of the month. It also says 1R on the right. I'm not entirely sure what that stands for, but the date code is 0D21, and that's where it's found. Both these jacks, if you look on the bottom, you can kind of see where the glare is there. There's a small stamp, and it says SMP. It stands for Stamp Manufacturing. This one has it in the same place there. You can kind of see again where the glare is. Stamp Manufacturing is located up in Canada, which is what the yellow stamp there says, and that's the GM part number 10414016051. Jacks made in 1975 or earlier were made by Auto Manufacturing Specialties, and they have an A stamped on the jacking surface instead of the SMP on the bottom. And their date codes in early C3s are found right over here. I don't believe they put the date on the rivet. One other thing, just in case you see photos and you're confused by it or wondering about it, these jacks all open up like this. I don't really think there's any particular reason, but if you see a picture of one and it looks like that, it's not broken or an incorrect jack. It's just how it is. Now I'm holding the correct 3-hole jack handle with the rubber grommet here on the end. You can see one hole on this side, one hole on the top, and then the third hole on the other side. That the side one goes all the way through. So that's what they're referring to when they say 3-hole jack handle. The rubber grommet is to keep the handle from rattling when it's strapped inside the jack and put in the car. I'm going to show you how it goes into either of these jacks. I'm going to show on the 77 jack here. If you look down under here, you'll notice on the base of the jack here there's a little indent right here. They both actually have it. This one's there, that one's there. The handle slides in that little indent, and you slide it in the jack like that. And it doesn't sit in completely tight here, but when it's in the car and strapped down, it's kind of forced up like this, and that will keep it from rattling around. This is an example of a strap down spring that should be with the car that you can get aftermarket. The ends of the spring have this little loop that kind of stands up, and one end obviously the hook is attached to, and the other end you attach to one of the little brackets that's inside the jack compartment. We're going to put the jack in now, and we'll try to get a picture of it when it's all installed. One other distinguishing feature from the mid-70s jack, 76 through 78, and this later one, 79 or later, is this yellow sticker here, which is found on the left side of the jack when the nut is pointing towards you. The earlier models don't have that. Here's a look at the jack in the compartment with the spring over it. It goes in kind of at an angle like this. You can see the spring hooks on one little bracket on one side and then hooks on the other one on the other side. I think on earlier cars, like 68 to maybe 72 or so, the jack actually goes in just sideways. The back of the car is kind of the top of the lens. The spring, the hook on the spring is sort of a double end. So one side is hooked on that hook and then the other side sticks up like that so you can reach your finger around it. And you can see the end of the jack handle just kind of rests on the floor there, and I can't reach down right now, but if you wiggle it, it doesn't move at all, so it won't rattle.